from Stevens Fieldhouse. We're waiting for the start of the men's game. Scott Harmer along with you, along with Brent Johnston. Free commentary on tonight's game. And Brent, this game between the University of Dubuque. Dubuque is 3-10 overall, and we just saw the women defeat the Dubuque by handily. What do you think coming in this game? What are going to be the keys to victory?
I think it's important for BV to get off to a fast start. I think that Brian Schmalbeck is going to play an important part in tonight's game because he is a point guard and he's going to set the tempo for the game. I also think there's one other important part, the second half. BV's got to get past their second half letdown. They have about that 5-minute span they were talking about yesterday where they seem to let down and let the other team back into the game. They got to get past that. The third factor tonight could be the crowd. We seem to be drawing quite the crowd tonight, so if they can play a big effect in the game, then maybe that'll help BV put them over the top.
That's right. And we also need to mention that the University of Dubuque is kind of unique in that they have not won at home, but they are 3-2 on the road. So, hey, they're on the road tonight. We'll see. Buena Vista's coming off a loss. We'll see how they respond tonight, and we'll be back. We'll be back upstairs to call the game in a few minutes.
When you send UNICEF greeting cards, the world's poorest children will be given clean water, health centers and medicines, and schools and teachers. And that means that more children will be able to live and grow.
Families and corporations buy UNICEF greeting cards because these cards save lives. For a catalog or store nearest you, call 1-800-4KIDS or visit any Pier 1, IKEA, or Saks.
I have today signed an executive order providing for the establishment of a Peace Corps.
For 35 years, Peace Corps volunteers around the world have been helping people to help themselves.
When I joined the Peace Corps, it was because I wanted to teach, but I found out pretty quickly how much I had to learn.
The family that I'm placed with or that I live with have become my family.
When I think about all the different great experiences I've had here, they all seem to come down to one feeling, and that's being completely alive.
And for all they put in, they come back with something even greater, a commitment to service and solving problems right here at home. Peace Corps, for 35 years, changing America and changing the world.
West Monroe, Louisiana. Matilda Crabtree, 14, jumped out of a closet and yelled boo to scare her parents, and was shot to death when her father mistook her for a burglar. Matilda was supposed to be sleeping at a friend's house, but decided to sneak home and play a joke on her family. Her last words were, "I love you, Daddy." Before you bring a gun in the house, think about it.
This is math, geometry, algebra. No pocket protectors here. But you're cruising without math. Yeah, right. Take a good look. That's math staring back at you. It's not a problem, man. It's an answer. Call NACME. We'll tell you what you need to do.
What's the secret behind the great taste of a Blimpie sub? Well, the secret is there are no secrets. It's a real sub made with real quality ingredients. Fresh baked bread cut down the middle, just like it's supposed to be, and filled with choice ham, roast beef, or turkey. The same goes for the cheese. It's real dairy cheese, and of course, we use nothing but fresh produce. That's a Blimpie sub. It's that simple. The real mystery is why anyone would eat anything else. Blimpie. It's a beautiful thing.
Back to the Beaver Dome. Scott Heinley along with you with Brent Johnson for a call of tonight's men's basketball game. We just witnessed the women's dominating the Dubuque women 80-39 is the score of that game. And let's hope we can make it a sweep here tonight as the men are coming off last night's disappointing and heartbreaking loss, Brent, against Luther team. Game could have went either way.
Yeah, last night was the game that BV really wanted to win. Tonight, though, they got to come out. They got to forget about last night. And tonight's a different night, and they got to beat Dubuque to go into next weekend.
All right, let's talk a little bit about last night's game. Buena Vista had the 1-point lead coming into halftime, and in the second half, a seesaw battle, and things just didn't break for Buena Vista down the stretch. It seems to be a case, as is the case all year long. Buena Vista's been in a lot of games right to the end. They just haven't been able to get the breaks.
Yeah, they haven't been able to finish off the game. It was that what we were talking about before when they have that letdown. They got to get past that somehow. Hopefully that coach, Tim, was talking to him last night during the day today and right before the game starts and says that, we got to get past that. And if we can get past that, then we can win a lot of ball games.
All right. They desperately need to win here tonight. That would improve their record in the Iowa Conference. And something we mentioned right at the top of the show, University of Dubuque. They have not won at home, but they are 3-2 on the road, so they do enjoy playing on the road for some odd reason. And
yeah, as we were looking at their stats, I think they're actually, they're 8-0 on the road. They seem to be quite the road team. I don't know if Dubuque just doesn't like playing at home or if they have some mean fans or what, but Dubuque is sure a strong road team. I think they're going to give BV quite the challenge tonight.
All right, and the last two meetings between these teams last year, Buena Vista won both games against Dubuque. And against common opponents this year, both teams have beaten Wartburg in close contests. Buena Vista beating Wartburg last Friday night for their last win.
I think we're going to see a little bit different game coming out of Dubuque. Where we saw last night, Luther was more of a physical team. I can see Dubuque warming up, and I can see where they're going to be a little bit more of a speed team. They're going to play with a little bit more finesse. It looks like they got some guys that can jump, and it looks like they're going to be running the ball up and down the court pretty fast. So BB better watch that out and make sure they can stop them and get their whole game plan set up.
Okay, we're going to come back here. We'll give you the starting lineups, and stay tuned for more Beaver basketball. We'll be back in a minute.
Today, only 3 cents of every healthcare dollar is spent on medical research. Research that is the hope of cure and prevention of heart disease, cancer, AIDS. If we don't get more support for medical research, new discoveries will just have to wait. I'm Dr. C. Everett Koop. The treatments of today cannot be the treatments of tomorrow. For ideas on how you can help, call 1-800-366-2873.
All right, you're looking live here at Stevens Fieldhouse. The men warming up for the contest against Dubuque. And we're about a minute away from game time here. And the crowd's filing in, getting ready for this contest.
Got the coaches right now talking with the refs. I'm sure Tim's getting his point across that this is his home court, and he'd like to see some of the calls go his way. Last night, maybe the refs, we had that big intentional foul against Jason Evers last night. It seemed to kind of change the momentum of the game.
That's right. Intentional foul. If you did not see the ball game last night, I'm sure you might have heard about it throughout the course of today. Jason Evers called for an intentional foul. It appeared up here in the booth, at least, that it was not a wise call at that time in the game to make, and kind of turned the game around.
It sure did. It was a tough call by the ref. It's a judgment call, but it just happened to go against BV this time.
All right, let's turn it over to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
Visitors from Dubuque, the Dubuque Spartans, and our hometown Buena Vista Beavers. Now for tonight's starting lineups. For the Spartans at forward, a 6'3" senior from Savannah, Illinois, number 30, Ryan Piccolotti. For the Beavers at forward, a 6'5" senior from Early, number 42, Mark Fielmeyer. At forward for the Spartans, a 6'4" senior from East Chicago, Indiana, number 5, Brian Isbell. At forward for the Beavers, a 6'4" sophomore from Arcadia, number 32, Nick Detlinger. At center for the Spartans, a 6'8" senior from Bellevue, number 44, Jeremy Putman. And at center for the Beavers, a 6'8" senior from Clarks, Nebraska, number 50, Jason Evers. At guard for the Spartans, a 5'11 sophomore from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, number 12, Mark Binborn. And at guard for the Beavers, a 6'1 junior from Storm Lake, number 22, Nate Bjorkman. And at guard for the Spartans, a 5'9 junior from Gary, Indiana, number 33, Dante Richards. And at guard for the Beavers, a 6-foot sophomore from Belmont, number 20, Brian Schmalbeck.
Okay, so you just heard the starting lineups for tonight's games.
As you notice, Aaron Bloom isn't starting again tonight. We got Nate Bjorn starting again. That's a lineup change. I don't know if Coach Tim's going to stay with that throughout the rest of the year, but he's going to try at least these 2 nights here at home.
That's right. We did see the change in starting lineups last night. Coach Tim made those changes for defensive reasons. He was talking to me. He stressed the fact that we have to hold the team under 50% shooting in order to win the game. I have not looked at the stats from last night's game, but it'd be interesting to see. I'm sure Luther shot fairly close to 50% because it was a close ball game. As you see the players shaking hands. And Jason Evers will tip for Buena Vista. Again, we want to mention Brad Douglas out again for what looks like to be a long time with a broken leg, probably out for the year, Brent.
I would have to say so. When I was talking to him last night, he didn't sound real confident about him coming back. Maybe late in the season, but when you have a broken foot like that, it's tough to come back.
Okay, Jason Evers standing at the top of the key. Now taking the and Mark Fieldmeyer is rejected by Brian Isbell, a 6'4 senior out of East Chicago. This is number 12.
Well, there's a battle inside between Fieldmeyer and Jeremy Putman. They were going at it pretty good. Looks like Fieldmeyer got the foul called on him.
Foul on Putman, his first, team's first.
Okay, and Putman comes into the game averaging 14.5 points, 6 rebounds, so he's one of their big players at 6'8".
Yeah, and with 14 rebounds, he's quite the force inside.
Oh, nice pass by Jason Evers to find Mark Fieldmeyer for an easy lay-in.
That was a good look by Evers to see Fieldmeyer cutting towards the basket.
Important for BV to get up here, get an early lead in this ball game.
Coach Tim cracked a smile on that one. I think he liked that.
And Brian Isbell's rejected. Here's Bjorken out with it. Feeding the post, Evers. Nice turnaround shot for Evers.
Jason Evers!
Evers with his patent fadeaway jump shot. I'm sure he works on that a lot at practice.
That is his bread and butter move. Good defense by Buena Vista, even though they didn't get the turnover on that play.
Looks like the crowd's going to get on the refs early tonight.
Oh, you can bet that. After what we've seen in the last 2 ball games, I don't think the Zebras are too popular here at Storm Lake.
No, it looks like we got 3 different guys, so I don't think we can get any of the refs to ever come back again.
This is number 30, Ryan Picati, who misses a 3-pointer. And Brian Isbell is tied up. The possession arrow is pointing.
Jason Evers got his hand in there and stuffed him, but they called a jump ball.
And the possession arrow points toward Dubuque.
Oh, BVU with some great defense.
Nick Dellinger with a nice steal. And again, they feed Fieldmeyer, and he is just clobbered.
Fieldmeyer was real patient with taking that shot. He saw the guy was going to come in, gives him a strong pump fake, and the guy lands right on top of him.
Foul on Putman, his second, team second. Fieldmeyer shooting 2.
All right, now checking into the game for the Dubuque Spartans. Number 0, Maurice Vandenscott. a 6'4" senior from Chicago, Illinois. Fielmeyer shooting 2. Mark Fielmeyer, one of the 2 seniors in this ball club. Jason Evers, of course, being the other. Fielmeyer makes both free throws to give Buena Vista a 16-0 lead. Just underway here.
BV keeping up the strong defense, not allowing Dubuque to get any points on the board.
If you watched last night's ball game, it was almost a carbon copy of this, what started off so far. Excellent defense by Buena Vista starting off.
Let's just hope they can keep it up. Just between this weekend and last weekend, you can tell the difference between the way they're playing defense. They like to get up in the people's face, get their hands in the passing lane, really give them a lot of pressure and see what happens from that.
Much improved from last Saturday night's game against Loras.
Something tells me they must have had a tough week at practice where they did a lot of defensive drills. Not quite sure who Zero there was passing to. I think he faked out himself.
Yep, Vanden Scott was up in the air and he had no place to throw it, so he just threw it away.
Dubuque now starting with, looks like a half-court trap defense.
Putting a little bit of pressure.
Oh.
And forces Fielmeyer into the turnover.
Fielmeyer seeing Nick was cutting to the basket just to make a good pass.
Here's Brian Isbell, and he's going to penetrate. Nice move. We have a foul on Nate Bjorken.
It's so important when you're down low that you got to keep your hands straight up, because as soon as the rest of your hands bend or lean forward towards the guy, they'll call you right away for the foul.
They call you
Nate just got caught.
Brian Isbell shooting 2. And Isbell comes into the game a 54% free throw shooter. However, he is the team's leading scorer at 18 points a game. Coming out of East Chicago, Illinois. Evers, the rebound. Nate Bjorken about triple pump fake, but he can't get it to fall. And Brian Isbell to rebound. Baseball pass that Dentlinger intercepts. Right now we have a baseball score of 6-1.
Back, Scott's all over the floor. He wanted to tackle Evers there. He fell over him, got back up. I was looking for more.
All right, inbounds to Evers. And here is Schmalbeck taking a long three-pointer. It's no good. Rebounded by Dante Richards.
Dubuque pushing up the court.
Ahead to Isbell. He blows the layup. And we're going to see 3 new players in the lineup for BV. It will be Aaron Bloom, Jason Foster, and Jamie Wilson into the lineup.
This kind of gives BV a little bit different look. Evers is pretty much the only guy now they can go into inside. Probably look outside more to Bloom and to Schmalbeck to put up a shot.
They called Aaron Bloom for the travel. If you're just joining us, we're just underway here in the first half at Stevens Fieldhouse. The score is 6-1 Buena Vista. Excellent defense so far in the first half by BV.
It looks like Dubuque's getting frustrated. There's 4 minutes gone in the first half, and they've only scored 1 point.
I think that time they got Vanden Scott on the charge, Brent.
Their coach does not look happy.
The Dubuque Spartan coach, Grayling Gordon, and his staff upset.
Jason Foster doing a nice job of breaking the pressure. Might have been a better choice for Bloom there to go up with a shot instead of trying to force the pass. Sometimes Bloom is just a little too unselfish. He can go ahead and take that shot. He was only about 10 feet out. I think he could have made it.
That's right, Aaron Bloom. He's kind of, I know it's yesterday too, he's kind of struggling to work his way into the offense.
I think what needs to happen is he just needs to find his groove in the game again and let the game come to him instead of forcing it.
All right, here's number 12, Mark Beanborn. And there's a foul, I think, before his shots.
Actually, I think the ref said after the shot.
Schmalbeck, his first, team second.
I think Evers gave him. I think it was Evers gave him a little push. Maybe it was Schmalbeck that gave him a little push there.
Schmalbeck was his first personal foul. All right, here's Isbell cutting across the lane, drawing the foul on Jason Evers.
Jason Evers gave him a little body there.
Foul on Evers, his first, team third.
All right, checking into the game now is Keith Johnson and Casey Grine for the Spartans. Isbell is on the line shooting 2. Trying to put some more points on the board for Dubuque, who only has 1 point so far.
There, they finally got their second point. I think both those points have also been scored by Gordon, hasn't it? Or
Brian is. I think the man
Isbell?
at the line, you're watching Brian Isbell is. All right, and Isbell misses the second shot. Evers with the rebound. And Jason Foster will, of course, look to push the ball.
I think this would be a good time to try to get Bloom involved in the offense. See if they punch it back out to him, see if he can get the open shot. Bloom's open over in the corner.
But he's does not take the shot. A nice pass by Foster to Schmalbeck.
Schmalbeck with a tough shot. That was tough. He was falling away, put it up high off the backboard, and it fell in.
So an 8-2 lead for Buena Vista. Under 15 minutes to play in the first half.
I think this is fair to say it's been quite the low-scoring game so far. It's only 8-2.
And Johnson draws a foul.
The refs are calling it. The refs are calling it tight tonight.
All right, we're going to take a Insta Replay here. We're going to look at a replay. And this is, you're going to see a shot from Brian Schmalbeck. Good job back in the good job, crew, back in the loggy for that Insta Replay.
Oh, they've done the same pass twice now.
And that's just a safety pass to get the ball in bounds.
That's quite the safety pass when you throw it almost to the other end of the court.
And there you see Aaron Bloom with the interception. Schmalbeck, again, nice dribble penetration as he scores.
Another strong move by Schmalbeck. He's really picking up his confidence at the beginning of the game.
It's 4 quick points for Brian Schmalbeck.
BV sticking with the tough defense.
Ryan Picati for a 3-pointer.
Picolotti for 3.
Picolotti for a 3-pointer, and that cuts the lead to 10-5.
Dubuque is sticking with this half-court trap.
It's causing some.
Bloom is open.
And Bloom won't miss that shot very often.
They called the foul on Wilson there.
Yeah,
it looked like number 25 or 34 was over the back.
Foul on Wilson, his first.
Wilson upset with the call. And right now, Bjorken and Doug Wardekemper is going to check into the game. Doug Wardekemper seeing some extensive. All right, we're going to see the replay on the, I think on the basket by.
Looks like a foul.
Yeah, I think they got a. I don't know what that call was.
I don't know. 25 got lucky there. He looks like he was going over the back.
In any case, we're back to live action.
Boy, the refs are sure calling it tight tonight. We've already got 9 fouls in the first half.
Foul on Murray, his first, team score.
Uh-oh, Dubuque now switched from the half-court trap that they're going to do the full-court trap and see what can happen.
Jason Evers will get a rest here.
Let's see how BV does with this trap.
And there it is. It forces Doug Wardekemper into the turnover.
Wardekemper got stuck into that double team.
And there's another three-point attempt. This is Johnson, misses a layup.
Foster looking to push up the court. Got to stay on that double team. Does a good job of it.
Yeah, Jason Foster's an excellent ball handler.
I think his speed is a real asset to him.
Well, they missed Jamie Wilson inside for the layup, but here they get it to him. And there he scores.
Very good move, very good move. Looks like Dubuque's got a kind of a smaller lineup. They got their 2 big guys out of there.
Here's Picati. He's been just throwing up threes left and right here so far in the first half and misses again.
Wilson with another strong rebound.
Jamie Wilson misses. Oh, Fielmeyer to tip. And they're going to call Jeremy Putman.
Putman's already has his 3rd foul.
Is that 3 on Putman?
3
Yes.
on Putman with only 8 minutes gone in the half. I don't know if we're going to see him again in the rest of this half.
That is huge. Putman is a Dubuque's big force inside at 6'8", and very experienced senior.
And Coach Gordon is just livid on the sideline. He is not happy.
And, well, he should be, because Putman averages 15 points at 6 rebounds a game. That's a big chunk of their offense right now, sitting on the bench, Brent. Here's Nick Dentlinger. Count the shot and the foul.
Scott, it looked like BVU was going to take it right to Putman. They didn't have any success last night when they were taking it to the big guys inside like Skoda at Luther, but had some success tonight.
Exactly, Brent. And we're going to see that replay on Nick's nice shot there. We're going to go to the replay here.
Well, we got to see the end of it anyway.
All right. Sorry. And Nick just... What do we have here? And Doug Wardekemper is going to get called for a foul, I'm sure. Coach Tim does not like that. Okay, let's take a look now. We have that Nick Dentlinger shot right here. All right, back to live action. Here's Brian Isbell back in the game, has most of Dubuque's points. Nice turnaround shot by Keith Johnson.
Dubuque sticking with the full court pressure. Let's see how BV handles it. It's important not to get in that double team. Wilson brings it up.
Nick Dentlinger for 3. Got it! Nick!
I think Nick's looking to do a little bit more tonight. Last night he made that first 3 and we didn't see too much of him after that. Looks like he's going to pick it up tonight.
Dentlinger, a big part of this offense, no doubt. Number 33, Dante Richards.
Dubuque with some nice ball movement there to get the open shot.
Isbell misses a 3, and here's BV out running with it, and the errant pass by Dentlinger.
I don't think Wilson was really looking for it. I really didn't want it, one of the two.
I keep pronouncing Nick's name wrong, but by the end of the year, I'm going to get it right, I know. For some reason, I have a problem with his last name, but we're going to get it down here sooner or later. Dante Richards trying to make something happen.
That shot was partially tipped there by Schmalbeck, I think.
And there you see a 3-pointer by Isbell. Brian Isbell has been the main portion of this Dubuque offense so far in the game.
Oh, they're going to give him an over and back call there.
This Dubuque pressure is causing a little bit of problems for Buena Vista so far, Brent.
Yeah, Buena Vista's not doing a good job of getting the ball up. I don't know if they're not seeing the people cut, but they just can't get it past that first double team. And we can see on the other end, Dubuque is not scared to shoot the 3. Seems to be pretty much their offense right now.
They certainly have the green light, that's for sure.
17-10 with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
We have a foul away from the ball, I'm not sure. right, they called the foul that time on Ryan Picati. So this will be Brian Schmalbeck shooting a pair of shots. And both teams are in the bonus, so from here on out, 10 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the first half, both teams will be shooting 2 shots. And Schmalbeck makes the first. A 6-foot sophomore guard from Belmont, Iowa. So Schmalbeck makes both free throws to give Buena Vista a 9-point lead.
If it weren't for the 2 threes by Dubuque, they just don't have much of an offense right now. They've only scored 10 points.
And again, that tough Buena Vista defense, tough man-to-man defense that Coach Tim likes to preach.
Seems like he's kind of taking Dubuque and taking them out of sync.
This is Richards, and he's trying to create something. And tough shot by Isbell. It won't fall, but that's good just to create a shot there for Dubuque. Jason Evers, and look at this. Evers missing the 3-pointer.
Bond Philmeyer, his first, team 7.
That time the foul was called on Mark Philmeyer.
Philmeyer picked up his first foul of the half. That's pretty good for him.
And checking into the lineup for the Dubuque Spartans, Maurice Vandenscott.
I was just looking down Dubuque's bench. The guy we haven't seen now since his 3rd foul is Jeremy Putman. That's just a huge, huge loss for Dubuque. This is a great time now for BV to try to extend the lead and try to get Dubuque, pull them out of this game.
Look for Buena Vista to try to feed the ball inside to Jason Evers with Putman on the bench. Yeah, that big 6'8" presence that Putman has. And along with that, you have 15 points and 6 boards sitting on the bench.
Do you think you can keep Putman out for the rest of the first half, or do you have to put him back in and tell him not to foul?
I think if Dubuque can keep it under 10 points, I think you leave him on the bench and then bring him back in the second half. There you see a turnover by Schmalbeck. Here's Johnson trying to make something happen.
BV just can't get past that pressure.
Beanborn for 3, and we've seen him. That's the second 3-pointer of the game for Beanborn.
Schmalbeck better watch out behind him.
And Nick breaks the pressure.
Oh, once again, BV is not able to break the pressure. I can't remember actually seeing any team give BV this much pressure at the beginning of the game.
And, of course, that's something Dubuque is going to want to exploit. They got a smaller, quicker lineup in the game right now. They look like a more athletic team just out on the floor.
I wonder if BV would have any success by doing the same thing.
Okay, so Dubuque's got a chance to cut the lead to 3 points. And Matt Jansen checks in for Buena Vista, the freshman forward from St. Edmund, seeing his first playing time this weekend. And Nick grabs the rebound, and it's stolen away by Isbell. Nice play by Brian Isbell. He gets a layup.
He's just hanging around there waiting for Nick to throw that ball.
That's just a heads-up, scrappy play by Dubuque.
They are just having the worst luck with this defense. Look at it once again.
Oh, Bjornka just nearly turns it over.
Nick with the pass to Jason.
Isbell commits a foul on Evers.
Dubuque is quite the scrappy team. They'll just fly left and right, and they'll run into you, and they don't really give a darn.
And right now it's paying off as they have cut Buena Vista's lead into 3 points. And we're going to see some changes. Doug Wardekemper now comes in for Nick Dellinger. And Jason Evers will be on the foul line shooting 2. And Jason Evers last night, Brent, we saw him miss 2 crucial free throws in the last minute of the game. That kind of changed the complexion. Buena Vista's down by 3 at that point.
Yeah, they would only been down by 1 if you made both of those, and who knows what would have happened after that.
This time Evers makes both. It gives Buena Vista a 5-point advantage.
Dubuque just does not have an inside game without Putman. They just cannot get a rebound. They cannot get a good shot. Here we got Jason bringing up the ball.
Doing it all, Jason Evers.
He broke the pressure. Maybe they shouldn't have let Evers bring up the ball the rest of the game.
All right, here's Schmalbeck for three, and short.
Schmalbeck fouling the shot, though.
That's right. We're going to have a tie-up. Alternate possession arrow is going to stick it here with Buena Vista.
This is what we were talking about last night with BV trying to get a cheap basket here off the inbounds play. What we saw from Dubuque on the other end is that all they do is just try to have that safe pass that goes on the other end of the court. But we got two different styles of teams here. BV is going to try to get a good shot and see if they can sneak one by Dubuque.
Doug Wardecamper to inbounds, trying to find somebody. Jason Evers inside draws a foul. And right now, you can really tell the difference when Jeremy Putman is sitting on the bench. Jason Evers dominating on both ends of the court.
Actually, we got Matt Jansen in there on that one.
That's right, Matt Jansen. He's an excellent inside player as well. He's really worked in the weight room, I know, this summer, and he's a 6'4" forward.
Dubuque just does not have any height inside to combat Evers and Putman, or to combat Evers, and if Philmeyer was in there. I think that's why we're seeing Dubuque shoot a lot of threes. They just can't get it inside.
And you can really tell the difference as we have a foul away from the ball here on, looks like Jansen. You can really tell the difference in the two styles of offense. Dubuque, their philosophy is shoot the three and then try to break down individually with the dribble penetration. So far, has not been that successful.
And then you got BB with the other side. They're always looking to get it inside, and if the outside shot happens, well, then that's good too. Got Coach Tim on the sidelines. He's already got his coat off.
Coach Tim very vocal on the sidelines. You see him shouting out orders to his players.
Looks like he's going to put Bloom back into the game. The crowd's a little silent tonight.
Yeah, I think, the women's game was really out of hand from the first few minutes of the game. As 80-39 win really kind of took, the crowd was never really in it to begin with.
I think a couple of the people in the crowd are actually sleeping. We woke them up for the second game, though.
Be sure to stay tuned for halftime. We will interview Coach Janet Allgood, and she'll talk about the Buena Vista women's excellent victory here tonight against Dubuque.
Here's Jason Foster trying to stay out of that double team. I don't think they got a lot of time here to play with.
Just did get it over for 10 seconds.
Strong move by Foster.
He got the basket and the foul, Jason Foster.
And there we saw Maurice Bankenscott going for the ball again.
And
he's got two on him.
Jason Foster trying to expand Buena Vista's lead to 6 points here with this free throw. The freshman guard from Sioux City East High School misses it, but the rebound by Doug Wardecamper. Nice feed into Evers.
Dubuque, we got a timeout.
Dubuque wants to talk it over. That's a 20-second timeout, so we'll leave it here. While we have a moment, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making tonight's games possible. 7 minutes, 28 seconds left to go in the first half.
And since we have this opportunity, I'd like to say hi to all the people back in Suite 9 and Constitution. Hope everybody's having a good time.
That's right. And Brent, we saw, so far we've seen Buena Vista defense take control of this game.
I think Dubuque's got to be careful. They're going to foul out of this game. I don't know if they have enough people on their bench. We got Putman with 3. I think 2 of the other stars have 2 for sure. If they pick up one more here before the half, they'll have 3. Dubuque's going to have to do some recruiting of players out of the stands.
There's Richards with the ball. Richards trying to make something happen. Can't hit the fadeaway, and Fieldmeyer's went the rebound.
Oh, we got a 4-on-1 opportunity here. Let's see if BV can capitalize.
No, they slowed up. And Wardekamper can't find Fielmeyer for the pass.
I'm not sure what the problem is. If our passes just aren't crisp enough, or we're just telepathing where the pass is going. But God, Dubuque is they've tipped every single pass. I think
you hit it right on the head. Our passes, we're telegraphing our passes, and they're not real crisp right at this point.
I think they're trying to force them in tough spots too, in between 2 or 3 players.
Picking up the defensive intensity. So you see the trap, and it forces another turnover. They trap Doug Wardekamper. And this is a quick Dubuque team. Let's make no mistake about it. They're more athletic and they're quicker.
And boy, Dubuque looks to trap every single time they can. If BV could just find that open player, I think that would cause Dubuque to stop doing all the trapping. But this is the end of the court where Dubuque has some problems. They just cannot get any good shots. But they're hanging in there. They're only down by 5.
And give credit to the Buena Vista defense. That's the reason why this team has not been able to get off many good looks at the basket. As you see, that's a tough shot hit there by Dante Richards. Coach Tim saying, hey, he stuck the shot. Nothing we could have done there.
Coach Tim is just looking, we're playing good defense. They're not getting any good shots, but this happened to fall.
And look at this. As you see, now Dubuque will settle into their man-to-man. But
that's got to be the key to the game. BV's got to get their offense up and not allow Dubuque to trap him every single time.
And Fielmeyer will be fouled by Keith Johnson. And that'll put Fielmeyer to the line, shooting 2.
Foul on Johnson this second. Fielmeyer will be shooting 2.
There's another Dubuque player with 2 fouls.
Okay, so Buena Vista brings in 3 new players off their bench. It'll be Jamie Wilson, Nick Dentlinger, and Brian Schmalbeck. As Brent, I think the key to this game is going to be if Dubuque can shorten this first half up, and if they can only be down by 3 points going into the locker room, Coach Gordon's got to be pretty happy considering Jeremy Putman's been sitting on the bench for the last 10 minutes with 3 fouls.
I'm sure he's looking forward to the second half when he can put Putman back in. I think if Dubuque can pull within, like you said, 2 or 3 here, that's really to Dubuque's advantage, and they can claim this first half as a victory. On the other hand, we got BV thinking, geez, they should really, be out to a 10-point lead at least with Putman on the bench.
That's right. Buena Vista playing very well, yet only up by 4 points.
Oh, they're playing some great defense. This is Dubuque's getting all their shots to fall.
Schmalbeck comes up with a steal. And the numbers aren't there for Jason Foster.
We got Nick open over in 3-land.
All right, Nick will take the shot. He doesn't miss many of those.
That would have been a big rebound for BV to have and see if they could put one back up again.
Richards no good.
Oh, we're just not getting the rebounds. It seems like we're doing a good job of blocking out. It's just the ball isn't coming our way.
Vanden Scott no good, but there's Brian Isbell, whose name we haven't called in a while, scoring.
Now we got Foster. Looking to stay out of the trap, right?
Look at this trap by Dubuque, causing some real problems.
Ooh, that wasn't a very good pass.
There's Jamie Wilson inside drawing the foul.
They say no shot. That's the third on Vanden Scott. I wonder if he'll go to the bench.
And that's a big foul on Vanden Scott because he's really playing the post right now for Putman. If both those guys are sitting on the bench, they're really going to be thin in that position.
And he's their scrappy player on defense. He's a guy that you see running at everybody and trying to make something happen. But it looks like Coach Gordon is going to keep him in.
We have a good ball game going right here at Siebens Fieldhouse. 26-24 is your score with just under 4.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
We've been not able to hit a free throw shot the last couple of times, I don't think.
Wilson misses both. Wilson not happy about that.
I saw a look on Nick's face. I think he got by with a little bit of a push there. I think he's glad he didn't get the foul call on him. Geez, with this basket, Dubuque could tie the ball game or actually go ahead with a 3. I think Dubuque has to be very happy with the way they're playing.
Dubuque looking to tie or possibly take the lead at this shot. Bean bomb, no good.
I think the only thing that BV needs to do is just make better passes, because they're not doing bad on offense or defense.
And there's an errant pass by Bjorken.
Once again, it seems like BV does a lot of the bounce passes. Bounce passes, we always heard that they're a slower pass, and so it's easier to steal.
Okay, O.J. Freilich entering the ball game now. Well, this is interesting. O.J. Freilich has not seen hardly any action this year on the varsity level as far as I know, and a 6-foot freshman guard from Algona Garrigan, and I know a little bit about him. I've watched him play in high school, and let me tell you, he can drain the outside shots.
Looks like Coach Chin is looking to shake things up again, see what happens. Must not be happy with the 5 guys he's got out there. You know, a person I haven't seen for a while is Jason Evers.
That's right. Jason Evers is spending some time on the bench, maybe getting some rest.
You think this would be an opportune time for Evers to be in the ball game? Seems like he could take over from the middle, and since Putman's out.
All right, here's a pass, and Johnson cannot make the layup. So Nick Dellinger with the rebound.
Now BV could just push it up.
O.J. Freilich now with the ball. And O.J.'s just about had his pocket picked on that one.
Once again, you see BV being very patient. Every time they come up the court, they pull it up.
Shot clock down to 12 seconds. Here's Bjorken trying to make something happen.
Good shot. That was a good shot.
Bjorken with the basket.
That puts Buena Vista up by 4.
Now if BV could just get some of those turnovers that Dubuque is always getting against us.
Number 10 drains a three-pointer. That's Craig Murray.
Murray for 3.
I'd like to know how many attempts Dubuque has at the 3.
They've been putting them up right and left. I'd have to say about 20 attempts so far in the game, Brent.
And their coach does not seem to mind at all. It seems like that's pretty much their offense. Shoot the 3. And once again, Dubuque pulls within 1.
So again, another men's basketball game, another close contest. As we've seen throughout the year, the men have played most of their games real close.
I wonder if the reason we haven't seen Evers is because it looks like we're going with a smaller lineup to try to break this press. We got to do something to get past these guys. And it looks like it's working for the last couple of possessions.
Yeah.
BV's been able to get the ball up the court.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dubuque came in with since Putman fouled out, they come out with a smaller, quicker lineup, and looks like Buena Vista is doing the same right now.
Yeah, Dubuque really forced BV to do the exact same thing. Go with a smaller, quicker lineup and see if they can break it.
Jamie Wilson, they're going to count the basket. And the foul, Jamie Wilson. Big bucket by Wilson, puts Buena Vista up by 3.
Dante Richards picked up his first foul on that one. I think Wilson's missed his last 3 free throws.
Wilson is 0 for 3 at the line.
I don't think we should let Dubuque just hang around this close for too long.
Isbell draws a foul on Fieldmeyer. And you're right. Dubuque's sitting there down by 3. They have their 2 big post players sitting on the bench at 3 fouls. When they come back in the second half, could be a different story.
They're going to be a strong team coming back in the second half. They're going to be looking to go inside, and if they can hang around in there, I'm sure their coach just wants them to hang around close within 3 to 5 points, and then in the second half, see what they can do.
All right, well, this is interesting. We just saw Jason Evers come back in the lineup with 1:47 left when we thought that he may have been sitting out the rest of the first half. Coach Tim decides to enter him back in the lineup, trying to get some.
I guess if we look at it, though, Fieldmeyer has 2 fouls. I guess coach doesn't want to pick up a 3rd slot foul just right before the half is over. As far as BV is concerned, I think we're in a pretty good foul situation. I don't think anybody's got more than 2.
And Isbell hits the free throw to cut the Beavers' lead to 1 point.
Here's this pressure again by Dubuque. It's really giving BV all kinds of problems. Once again, they hold it up.
Here's Bjorken.
They're looking to double down on Evers, leaving a guy open.
Oh, Doug Wardekamper. That's a nice shot by Doug Wardekamper. We'll see if we can't look at that a little bit later.
I think that all had to do with the guy who was coming down. Number 30 for Dubuque is going to come down and double team Spartans, and then double team Evers, and it left the other guy open. That's tough when you're going to go double someone. That means there's some guy always open somewhere.
The key is finding that open man. That's just what they did on that play.
And then that guy has to scramble to find his player that he just left, and he didn't have a chance to find him.
10 seconds left on the shot clock for Dubuque.
Dubuque looks like he's going to shoot the three again.
And Isbell turns it over. All right, so Buena Vista. They have to shoot it. There's about a 10-second differential from the shot in the game clock here.
Lob into Evers. Oh, Evers went down hard after the shot.
Evers comes in the game and immediately scores.
We can see BB's picked it up a little bit since Evers got back in the ball game.
5-point lead. Dubuque right now is going to hold it for one shot. Right now, we have 12 seconds left to go in the first half.
If I could put my money on it, $10 says it's going to be a three.
And there it is. Called it. And number 30, Ryan Piccolotti, who we have seen just living and breathing beyond that three-point arc, hits it. I think that's maybe a second or third three-pointer of the game.
The thing is, though, is the BB guy is always getting right there, and he's getting his hand in their face. I saw that the BB guy had to come off a pick, but it's not like we're not out there trying to guard him.
And I don't know what we have. We have a timeout called here with 3 seconds left. Buena Vista maybe wanting to get another bucket.
I think Coach Tim is trying to get some sort of play set in from the inbounds and see if they can get one more quick score.
All right, coming up in about after this last 3 seconds here, remember we'll talk to Coach Janet Allgood about the women's dominating and very convincing victory over Dubuque earlier tonight.
Boy, the girls really did look good, though, tonight, didn't they? I think they came back after the game. I'm not sure if anybody really knew how they were going to react. You know, they lost a tough game, and sometimes it's hard to come back after a tough game like that. You thought you were going to win, and you didn't quite pull it out. And then, like, we're talking about Dubuque, maybe it's not quite the caliber of team, you know, that BV is. But BV came out. They came out strong. They had the killer instinct right away in the first half. They put them away, and they got the win. This is kind of interesting. Dubuque's had the most success
pressuring the ball. Exactly.
Now we don't have a guy to throw.
And this is really strange here. And the clock is just about runs out.
We got 1 second
Why did
left.
we have...
We had nobody down there to get the ball. Well,
I'm not sure if that was a design play because Doug Wardekamper is standing about 50 or 60 feet from the nearest Buena Vista player.
Well, it seemed to work. We got the ball on this end now. As soon as you get a shot up right away.
You got to shoot it as soon as you catch right here.
Evers got to shoot it.
All right, so the Beavers going to the locker room up by 2 against Dubuque at halftime. We're going to send it to a break, and we'll be back to talk to Coach Allgood in a minute.
When you send UNICEF greeting cards, the world's poorest children will be given clean water, health centers and medicines, and schools and teachers. And that means that more children will be able to live and grow.
Families and corporations buy UNICEF greeting cards because these cards save lives. For a catalog or store nearest you, call 1-800-4KIDS or visit any Pier 1, IKEA, or Saks.
I have today signed an executive order providing for the establishment of a Peace Corps.
For 35 years, Peace Corps volunteers around the world have been helping people to help themselves.
When I joined the Peace Corps, it was because I wanted to teach, but I found out pretty quickly how much I had to learn.
The family that I'm placed with or that I live with have become my family.
When I think about all the different great experiences I've had here, they all seem to come down to one feeling, and that's being completely alive.
And for all they put in, they come back with something even greater, a commitment to service and solving problems right here at home. Peace Corps, for 35 years, changing America and changing the world.
West Monroe, Louisiana. Matilda Crabtree, 14, jumped out of a closet and yelled boo to scare her parents. And was shot to death when her father mistook her for a burglar. Matilda was supposed to be sleeping at a friend's house, but decided to sneak home and play a joke on her family. Her last words were, "I love you, Daddy." Before you bring a gun in the house, think about it.
This is math, geometry, algebra. No pocket protectors here. But you're cruising without math. Yeah, right. Take a good look. That's math staring back at you. It's not a problem, man. It's an answer. Call NACME. We'll tell you what you need to do.
What's the secret behind the great taste of a Blimpie sub? Well, the secret is there are no secrets. It's a real sub made with real quality ingredients. Fresh baked bread cut down the middle, just like it's supposed to be, and filled with choice ham, roast beef, or turkey. The same goes for the cheese. It's real dairy cheese, and of course, we use nothing but fresh produce. That's a Blimpie sub. It's that simple. The real mystery is why anyone would eat anything else. Blimpie. It's a beautiful thing.
To have a dream, but never the chance to achieve it. That is perhaps the greatest tragedy in life. The United Negro College Fund exists to bring the dreams of thousands of young people within reach. Hands that yearn to touch lives. We train to heal, to teach, to bless. We encourage souls that hear music to write symphonies and sing anthems. And to those once bound by poverty, we present a wealth of possibilities. When you support the United Negro College Fund, you give more than money. You give dreams that may have died the power to live.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
For the great taste of fresh pizza, call Pizza Hut.
At Siebens Auditorium, we're talking with women's coach Janet Allgood about their convincing 80-39 victory over the University of Dubuque. And Coach Allgood, just an all-around well-played game by your team.
Yeah, we made some changes in our starting lineup tonight, and I told that first group we put in there, I said, your goal is the first 3 minutes is to not let them score a point. And I believe they went 3.5 minutes, they gave up 1 point, so that's pretty good. And we just put them in waves tonight. Everybody got to play a bunch. I believe we played 12 people in the first half. And we knew that Dubuque, we could wear them down, and I was really glad some of our young kids got to play a bunch of minutes tonight. And it was just a great, when you win by 40 points, it kind of takes the sting away from last night's loss.
That's right. It's a good bounce-back win for the Buena Vista women. And next week, of course, Buena Vista will go up against Simpson and William Penn. And it's, again, 2 more tough games in the Iowa Conference. Coach Allgood.
Yeah, we'll head back out on the road. We're 5-1 right now. We feel pretty good about that, but next week, it doesn't get any easier, and we need to go out and hopefully get another sweep on the road. Simpson is where we got beat on a half-court shot there last year. William Penn is not playing real well right now. They only have 1 win in the conference, but we need to, on the road, you got to show up to play, and I'm sure our kids will do that.
Okay, we saw Stephanie Gronau play a big part in tonight's win, 15 points, a couple of three-pointers to start off the game, and of course, she was one of the new starters you inserted into the starting lineup. Why don't you talk about that?
Steph Gronau is a sophomore here, and as good as career she's had here, this is the first game she started. A couple times we've just about thinking about starting her, and she had some knee injuries, and so that was nice for her. She hit a couple big threes. When we were stuck on 14 points, it seemed like 13 and 14 points forever, and we hit 8 threes tonight, which is the most we've hit in a game for a long time, and it was just Kelly Bartles hits 2, Steph I think had 3, Keeley had 1, Lori Hopkins had 1, and we just kind of spread that around, which that was a nice spark for us. Your kids always get into when you can hit the 3.
All right, well, you heard from Coach Janet Allgood. It's nice to have a nice game like this, a breather, especially after Friday's tough loss, and Thanks, Coach Allgood, for talking to us, and hopefully good luck to you next week against your games.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes with the second half of the men's game.
Taste of fresh pizza called Pizza Hut. Right now, you can order a special pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. Get a 1 large topping stuffed crust pizza for only $10.99. Make sure you also try the new tasty buffalo wings. You get 12 buffalo wings for only $4. Don't forget the lunch and dinner buffet and the scrumptious salad bar. At Pizza Hut, your pizza is right or it's free, guaranteed. You'll love the stuff we're made of at Pizza Hut.
They've given our generation a label. X. Generation nothing. They say we have no sense of purpose. They say we have no war to fight and no cause to believe in. Who are they? Join the thousands of us who are making a difference and wear a label that does mean something.
Today, only 3 cents of every healthcare dollar is spent on medical research. Research that is the hope of cure and prevention of heart disease, cancer, AIDS. If we don't get more support for medical research, new discoveries will just have to wait. I'm Dr. C. Everett Koop. The treatments of today cannot be the treatments of tomorrow. For ideas on how you can help, call 1-800-366-2873.
Welcome back. Here you are looking live at the Beaver Dome on the campus of Buena Vista University. We are at halftime of the men's game.
And we are live. This reminds me of a shot from the first game with the girls. Everybody's sleeping.
All right. Buena Vista up 34-32. In the first half, we saw Buena Vista force Dubuque into foul problems with their 2 post people.
Yeah, I think BV's got to look at this half and not be real happy with it. They had Putman and Bankenscott. They had them both in 3 fouls. They both didn't play. Putman didn't play for the last 10 minutes of the game, and Bankenscott, he didn't play for the last 5 minutes of the game. And we got Dubuque sitting in the locker room right now thinking, God, we're only down by 2 points with 2 of our best big man rebounding guys out of the game. I'm sure BV's sitting in the locker room thinking the same thing. They're like, Putman's going to be coming back, and they're going to have Bankenscott back. We're going to make sure that they shut down the inside game. You know, Dubuque's consistently stayed with the outside game. They keep shooting the 3, and it's been working for them.
And one of the things we noticed in the first half is once the 2 posts, once Jeremy Putman and Maurice Vandenschott had 3 fouls and were sitting on the bench, Dubuque went to that smaller, quicker lineup and went to a quick trapping zone defense.
Yeah, and the interesting thing of that is what happened is it forced BV to do the same thing. It's not a lot of times you see another team force another team to do something like that. I think if BV would have had more success right off the beginning and breaking that pressure, that you would have saw Evers in the game more. But when Evers did come back in within the last minute, he gave him a spark. They went, I think, on a 5-0 run there. But Dubuque ended up making a 3 right at the end and kind of coming back within 2. But it's interesting to see what BV is going to do. I'm sure Coach Tim is talking to the guys and coming up with some sort of game plan so they can break that press.
And you know, Coach Tim, as Dubuque's already out on the floor, Buena Vista's still in the locker room. Again, this is we've seen it in every game I've watched Buena Vista this year. They've played their opponents really tough, right down to the wire, and they haven't seemed to be getting this year the breaks in the second half. And you can bet Coach Tim's talking to his team, and you can be sure that they're going to do everything possible to try to win this game down the stretch.
Just like you're talking about before, this has the makings of last night's game. We had BV coming off to a great start. They were 10-1 at one time in the first half. They allowed Dubuque to come back into the game. They went into the locker room. Yes, last night they just had a point lead. Now they have 2-point lead. I just see some of the makings of the same game last night. I just hope we don't have the same results.
That's true. Buena Vista dropped a close-fought game with Luther College last night, and they desperately need to pick up in the win column here tonight against Dubuque.
I think this would be a real tough loss for BV right now. I think losing to Dubuque at home, a game I'm pretty sure that they would really want to win. Like last night, they really wanted to win this one, but to go 0-2 on this stretch,
especially at home, you have to win. We talked about you want to win both. You want to win your home games. You want to split the road games to win here in the Iowa Conference. And right now, the conference leader, which is Upper Iowa, is undefeated. So it does not look good for these two teams playing right here tonight. But they're just trying to work their way up in the conference. And realistically, this is more of a rebuilding year for both teams. I think
you're correct too with that. BV's had 4 home games in the last 2 weekends. I think if BV can win this game tonight, they'll go 500. They'll go in 2-2 for the 4 games, which is, I'm sure Coach Tim was looking even for 3-1 or 4-0, but I guess 2-2 would be real good for the team.
And especially as we look down the road for Buena Vista, the schedule is it starts to be favorable as we see next week. Both the men and the women will travel to Simpson on Friday night and William Penn on Saturday nights, and the men have a good chance of picking up 2 wins there.
There's an interesting point, though, that we brought up earlier. We're talking about how Dubuque is 8-0 on the road. They are a team that just thrives on the road. I don't know if it's the crowd going against them or if it's they just don't like their home squad, but they sure do a heck of a job on the road. They are quite the road warriors.
That's something we spotlighted at the top of the show. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Beaver basketball.
What's the secret behind the great taste of a Blimpie sub? Well, the secret is there are no secrets. It's a real sub made with real quality ingredients. Fresh baked bread cut down the middle, just like it's supposed to be, and filled with choice ham, roast beef, or turkey. The same goes for the cheese. It's real dairy cheese, and of course, we use nothing but fresh produce. That's a Blimpie sub. It's that simple. The real mystery is why anyone would eat anything else. Blimpie. It's a beautiful thing.
Linwood Springs, Colorado. 13-year-old Carl Midland was accidentally shot and killed as he and a friend acted out scenes from a movie they'd just seen. Carl was shot with a .357 Magnum revolver the boys found while digging through drawers looking for a ski hat to wear snowboarding the next day. Think about your family before you think about getting a handgun.
All right, you're looking live here in the Beaver Dome, just under a minute before the start of the second half.
Looks like a possibility right here for a new young Beaver. I'm surprised the recruiting guys aren't over there trying to get him to come to BV. I'm sure they'll work on that.
That's right. And we saw, and another thing we saw in the first half, a lot of new faces for Buena Vista we haven't seen playing a lot this year, especially O.J. Freilich and Matt Jansen I'm talking about.
Yeah, we saw these two for the first time, like we said, in his last 4 games at home. They haven't seen much playing time. I'm sure Coach Tim is just trying to shake things up a little bit. Maybe by putting Freilich in, he was trying to go with that faster, quicker offense. Freilich looks like he was a good ball handler. It looks like maybe he could break the pressure.
Okay. So, and now it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure Dubuque will come out and put in Jeremy Putman, their 6'8" senior center in the ball game. He had 3 fouls in the first half. Sat out about 10 to 12 minutes in that first half.
I think it's going to be real interesting to see in these first 5 minutes if Dubuque sticks with that full court pressure defense now with Putman in the game, or if they're going to fall back and just play the half court.
Yeah, because they did show some success with Putman out with that defense, but now with the men, it's interesting to see what Coach Gordon will do.
I think these first 5 minutes are going to be real important for both teams. It's going to kind of set the tempo for the second half and see who's going to take charge.
It looks like we have the same starting lineups out there for both teams to start this second half.
BV with a good steal there.
Brian Schmalbeck in for the easy layup. And what a way to start out the second half for the Beavers.
I'm sure that's Coach Tim. That's exactly what he wanted from his team. Get a quick steal, get a basket. BV needs to keep extending this lead. It's not much of a lead right now, but they need to keep working on it, building it, and building it. Philmeyer seems to be doing an excellent job there on Putman. He's not getting the ball yet.
Good ball denial from BV. And Isbell misses a shot, but gets his own rebound and puts it in. Brian Isbell, and he's been the 6'4 senior out of East Chicago, Illinois, has been the main offensive force here for Dubuque.
And here we see Dubuque sticking with the full court trap. It wasn't quite as effective with Putman in there, but they did stick with it. But the Beavers did a much better job of breaking it that time.
That time, Evers misses a turnaround jumper. And here's Beanborn all the way, coast to coast, but he can't convert.
I'm sure Coach Tim at halftime spent a great deal of time talking about breaking that full court pressure. And they handled it real well that first time. But there's one of those passes again.
That's right, and that's another thing in the first half we noticed. Buena Vista a little bit lazy with their passes.
Oh,
yes.
Foul on the three-point shooter, and he's going to get 3 shots.
Yeah, Dentlinger not happy about that. You never want to foul a three-point shooter, especially the way Dubuque has not been especially red hot behind the line, although they have been putting them up.
How many attempts did Dubuque have there in the first half with three-pointers?
They had 13 three-point attempts. All right, we're going to go to the replay right now. You guys have the replay? Okay, we're going to see that a little bit later maybe.
As we noticed on there, Dubuque shot 13 attempts. BV only had 6 attempts. So Dubuque shot twice as many threes as did BV.
And Dubuque 5 of 13 from beyond the three-point line. Buena Vista just 1 of 6.
That one coming from Nick Dentlinger. Uh-oh. This could give Dubuque its first chance to go up over BV.
Ryan Piccotti
he does not succeed.
(36-36) tie. We've seen 2 excellent ball games from the men. One tonight and one last night.
It seems like BV comes up on the short end of them, though. I guess so. That's the way your season goes. If you get all these close ones and you end up kind of losing the close ones, it's pretty much your season. Maybe next year they'll end up winning all those close ones.
The crowd so far tonight has been relatively quiet, but you can bet in the second half they're going to come to life, especially if Jason Evers can make a shot like that
and knock over 2 people at the same time.
2 Spartan players go crashing to the ground. Richards directing the offense for Dubuque.
Trying to force it inside there to Putman. You see that difference between this and the first half. Before they were looking to shoot the 3, now they're looking to get it inside to their big guys.
And that is Johnson, Keith Johnson.
Now they become a 2-dimensional team once again instead of just the one dimension of shooting a 3 all the time.
All right, here you see Jason Evers, 2 quick baskets, puts Buena Vista up by 2 points.
I'd like to know Coach Tim's philosophy here on the full court press. We see Dubuque doing it and seem to have some sort of success, but BV has not tried it yet. They don't even pick up their guys at half court. I don't know if maybe Coach Tim just does not believe in it, or maybe he just thinks that his 5 players just aren't built for that kind of style of defense.
Well, they have been playing good half court man-to-man defense, so maybe he figures just
stick with that.
Yeah.
I guess they always say that if it's not broke, don't fix it.
And the Beavers have played excellent man-to-man defense. And right there is a good example as they force to travel. Doug Wardekemper is checking into the game.
Yeah, Dante Richards there got an extra hop, skip, and a jump. Doesn't seem to like the call, though.
BV seems to be handling that full court pressure a little bit better here in the second half.
And we can tell that BV is kind of setting the pace right now. They've slowed it up. They've done what they've wanted to do on offense. Schmalbeck grabs the ball, he stops everybody, gets the offense set up. They're running their pace that they're good at.
And I think that's the same thing we saw last night. Buena Vista is more comfortable with that half-court, slower style of offense as the shot clock's down to 5 now. Evers hits the 3-point shot.
I think you're exactly right about that. Momentum last night when we saw Luther come out second half, they kind of took over and took control of the game, and BV did not fit very well in that style of kind of fast pace.
And tempo was the big key in that game as well.
I just saw Evers not scared to put it up from outside.
I tell you what, that's going to open up a lot of things inside for Jason Evers. If he can hit that three-point shot, you know, that's going to force the defenders to come out on him.
Ball over to Kemper. His second, team second.
Mark Fielmeyer will get a rest as Jamie Wilson and Jason Foster come in.
Both teams seem to heavily believe in the subbing. We've talked about BV looking until, to be about 8, 9 guys deep, and it looks like Dubuque is the same 8 or 9 guys deep. They were kind of forced to be that deep, with Putman sitting on the bench during the first half, but they seem to continue with that, with their subbing, and it seems to be working for both of the teams.
Well, with that full court press style they play, they're going to need a lot of fresh bodies in there. There's Putman up with a shot, count the basket, and that's the first time we've called Putman's number in a long time. The 6'8" senior, who's averaging just under 15 points a game.
I think with that subbing, we saw how important it was. Sometimes subbing, you get a lot of guys in there, they get to see a lot of action. When Putman was out, they didn't seem like Dubuque ever really faltered, besides may not be able to get the ball inside. But, another guy came in, stepped in, felt very comfortable being on the court, and did a good job.
Oh, and Buena Vista just nearly turning it over on a couple of occasions.
It's those passes again.
There you see Jason Foster directing the offense.
Looks like inside Evers wants the ball. I think that if they could get inside, that's what he wants.
Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Foster is rejected.
Gets his own rebound, though.
Shot clock is going to expire here.
Oh, they count it. They count it, and the foul on Putman. That's his 4th. And Coach Gordon for the Dubuque bench is not happy.
And I'll tell you what, that's a huge call right there in favor of the Beavers, because the shot clock, I was looking at shot clock, it was showing 0-0, and Jason Evers went out for that shot. But we'll take it after last night's events with the referees, Brent.
It's about time Evers got a call in his favor.
That's right.
Now I think we're going to have to see Putman go to the bench. He's already got 4 with only a little over 5 minutes gone in the second half. And we see him go to the bench.
So that's a big play there for BV.
It just wasn't meant to be for Putman tonight.
No, he never did.
He's never been into the flow of the game. He never has.
He picked up 3 early fouls within the first about 8 minutes of the ball game. Had to sit on the bench the rest of the first half.
Now it's going to be there we go. Dubuque shooting a 3 right away. I was just going to say, it's interesting to see if Dubuque now, they won't have much of an inside game, so they go right away and shoot the 3.
And that's the 6th three-pointer of the game made for Dubuque. And that's basically what's keeping them real close.
Oh, there goes that trap. Got to call timeout.
And Foster does call timeout. Smart heads-up play by Foster, but it forces Buena Vista to waste one of those timeouts that could come in handy at the end of the ball game. Right now, we're going to head it to a break. We'll be back with more Beaver basketball.
For the great taste of fresh pizza, call Pizza Hut. Right now, you can order a special pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. Get a 1 large topping stuffed crust pizza for only $10.99. Make sure you also try the new tasty buffalo wings. You get 12 buffalo wings for only $4. Don't forget the lunch and dinner buffet and the scrumptious salad bar. At Pizza Hut, your pizza is right or it's free, guaranteed. You'll love the stuff we're made of at Pizza Hut.
Back to live action here at Siebens Fieldhouse.
BV is still having difficulties. Here we go, Dubuque looking to trap on top of the key. They got past that one, though. Like I said before, BV is still having his troubles with this Dubuque defense.
Buena Vista in no hurry right now, taking as much time off the shot clock as they can the last few times. This Jamie Wilson, no good. And they're going to call Brian Isbell for the travel. Packed his bags on that one. Buena Vista will regain possession.
BV needs to do something. Here we go. Dubuque's applying the full court pressure once again. Looks like we got blue.
Foster's got to get it over for 10 seconds, and he just does.
I think Coach Tim told the guards not to get into that double team trap. You know, when you see the two guys coming and back up, you know, get away from it, and that's what Foster did. It's just it gets a little close with the, you know, the 10 seconds.
Foster is fouled. Dubuque doesn't like to call on their side of the bench, but is a foul nonetheless on Craig Murray.
Murray, this second.
That's the second team foul on Dubuque in this half.
Foster not scared to take it inside. Another one of those passes again.
Wilson, good hustle to get it back, but throws it away again.
We just got to be a little bit more careful with our passes.
Dubuque with a chance to take the lead on this shot right here, and they do.
Another three.
Ryan Picolotti, that's Picolotti's third three-pointer of the game. He's been the three-point marksman so far for Dubuque. And there's Doug Wardecamper putting Buena Vista back in the lead.
That's the first quick shot I've seen BV take all the second half. Actually, the whole game. BV is usually real patient with, you know, holding up the ball, but that seemed to work right there for him.
And that's a good look at Doug Wardecamper right there. That's what Doug Wardecamper is good at, taking that shot in transition. Wardecamper, excellent shooter coming out of Storm Lake St. Mary's High School. And he's getting quite a bit of playing time here for being only a freshman.
We saw Brian Schmalbeck come back in for Foster. Now we got Putman sitting waiting to come in, so they're going to put him back in. And I'm sure Coach told him he can't go anything and do any stupid fouls.
That's definitely true. Putman with 4 fouls coming in the game. He's got to, I mean, you think right now, Coach Tim's just telling Jason Evers, get the ball inside. Get the ball inside to Evers, and let's get Putman out of this ball game.
We got to get the ball in bounds first. Oh.
And right there, that's good denial of the ball from Dubuque. That's nothing but good defense.
Another three.
No, good tip in. I believe that's Johnson with the tip in for Dubuque, and that gives them back in the lead, 49-48.
Dubuque just has some unbelievable speed on their team. All the guys have real quick feet. They get to their spot where they want real fast. Caused a lot of problems for BV.
All right, there you see Jason Evers doing just that, getting the basketball, picking up fouls on Dubuque.
Craig Murray picking up his third foul. Fouls are even for this half, 3 and 3 for both teams.
Be sure to stick with us for the end of this ball game. It's we've had 3 lead changes here in the last half a minute, and you can bet it's going to go right down to the wire again tonight. We've seen a lot of exciting finishes from the men already this year.
As I'm watching Putman playing inside, it doesn't look like he's quite as physical with Philmeyer as he was in the early part of the game.
With 4 fouls, he can't afford to be. And right, Evers working on Putman, and he can't get it to go.
BV retaining the possession of the ball.
All right, now Putman, you're going to see he leaves the ball game.
I think they're looking for the 3. Then get the guy down in the corner.
Buena Vista patiently running their offense. Not trying to make any bad passes. And Schmalbeck will take the open 3-point shot.
Good heads-up play there by Dubuque. He was falling out of bounds, takes it, throws it off the BV guy, and then you get to retain possession of the ball.
Here's Coach Tim telling Doug Wardecamper, good job. Just over 11 minutes to play here in the ball game.
I got this feeling that BV is just waiting to explode offensively. They just haven't quite had that big, 15, 20-point spurt. It just seems like it's building up inside of him. It's going to happen. I sure hope it does.
And And definitely Nick Dentlinger is back on the floor, so that's a good possibility. Nick being one of the main offensive weapons to this team. And right there they caught Fielmeyer on a foul.
Putman sneaked back in the game again. He's back in there. Coach rested him, and now he took him out and he put him back in.
It'd be interesting to see how long he can stay in the game without picking up that last foul.
There's a guy open for three.
Fielmeyer again called for the foul.
Fielmeyer picks up 2 quick fouls, and all of a sudden now he has 4 fouls.
That's the 4th on Mark Fielmeyer. So Jamie Wilson right away up at the scores table and into the ball game.
Coach Tim does not give the refs so a hard time. He does not complain a lot about any of the fouls. You hardly ever see him complain about the fouls. The only time I ever saw him was last night when he was real livid over Jason Evers. Intentional. He went out onto the court.
And there you see a nice drive by number 30, Piccotti.
And they go with that press. I think if BVU would just keep attacking and keep bringing the ball up. Oh.
And they force a turnover. And there, Richards draws a foul on Nick Dentlinger.
Nick not happy at all with that call. I think he had all ball, but
Nick wanted that rejection, but he's not going to get it.
Looks like we have a timeout coming.
Timeout on the floor with 10:17 left. The University of Dubuque is up 51-48. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
What's the secret behind the great taste of a Blimpie sub? Well, the secret is there are no secrets. It's a real sub made with real quality ingredients. Fresh baked bread cut down the middle, just like it's supposed to be, and filled with choice ham, roast beef, or turkey. The same goes for the cheese. It's real dairy cheese, and of course, we use nothing but fresh produce. That's a Blimpie sub. It's that simple. The real mystery is why anyone would eat anything else. Blimpie. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, welcome back live to the Beaver Dome here in Storm Lake. Dubuque up by 3 points. Really, this is probably the biggest lead of the game by Dubuque. Buena Vista's led throughout the first half.
We were talking about this earlier, though. Dubuque was just sticking around, always, the real patient. They're satisfied being down by 2 or 3 points. And they were talking about it would be real bad for Dubuque to come out second half, and take over the lead and start, building up a small lead here with 3-4 points.
Yeah, you see it. There's a good crowd on hand for Saturday night action. And the two teams still in the huddle.
Neither one wanting to come out.
I'm sure it'd be interesting if Putman comes out for Dubuque with 4 fouls. But also, on the other hand, you have Mark Fielmeyer for Buena Vista with 4 fouls also. So that kind of evens things out somewhat.
I think we'll be seeing Jason Evers pretty much throughout the rest of the game. I'm sure Fielmeyer will come back in and have a stint and see if he can play for a while. Putman's going to sit this one out, though, for a couple more minutes.
All right, so right now you'll see Dante Richards on the line shooting 2 after that controversial foul on Dentlinger. Nick thought he had the block, but the referee didn't agree with him.
It was a tough call again. It's one of those judgment calls again. It seems like we always get into with the refs. It turned out to be a good foul. They only got 1 point instead of 2, so. They're Dubuque again looking to trap.
All right, here's Jamie Wilson. Wilson up strong with a nice layup.
And that's exactly what BV needs to do. As soon as they get that trap, they need to find that open player. And they found Wilson that time.
Cuts the Dubuque lead into 2.
Dubuque looking to shoot from outside again.
And that's number 40, Keith Rodenbaugh, drawing the foul on Brian Schmalbeck. That's the 7th team foul on Buena Vista compared to 3 team fouls for the University of Dubuque. So again, we're seeing a big differential in fouls in the second half. when at home, you don't think that'd be the case. But
it seems like both nights we haven't been getting the quote hometown refs. What this does is puts Dubuque into 1-1 from not hearing out of the game for every foul, which is a big key. But BV hasn't been really attacking the basket, so Dubuque has had no reason really to foul.
That's right. Dubuque has been the aggressors throughout the game with their full court pressure they've been putting on, causing Buena Vista into more turnovers than they would like.
A great pass by Schmalbeck inside the Evers. There's what happens though when you double team all that time. There has to be someone open. And that's what BV needs to do a better job of doing, to find that open guy.
And Jason Evers
bringing up the ball.
Hey, why not? Again, they get the ball immediately into Evers, and he puts it in. Exactly what they're trying to do right now. Pound the ball inside.
Dubuque just does not have anybody to go up against Evers. As soon as BB can get the ball down the court and get kind of set up, they can go right into Evers and he can put up the basket. It's just that they have to get down there and get set up.
Dubuque wants to talk it over for a 20-second timeout.
The Dubuque coach looks like real scared, like he's not sure what he wants to do. He looked at Putman, didn't know if he should put him in or not. There's still 8 minutes left to go in the game. You just don't know if he should put him back in, if it's worth it now.
And now he's just, okay, there you go. You just saw Putman go off to the scorer's table. And looks like he's going to be checking into the game.
The coach just looked real hesitant. After Evers scored that basket, I looked down there at him and turned around, looked at his bench, and turned and looked back around again and just didn't know what to do.
Well, right now, in a tie ball game, Coach Gordon figures he's got to be in there.
And when BB can get that rebound and not allow Dubuque to score, then it doesn't give them time to put their pressure on. So it's real important for BB to get that rebound and not let them score and get the ball up the court.
This is Isbell inside. Tries to create a shot, but he fouls Evers. And that is the 4th team foul on Dubuque in this half. Jason Evers averaging around 20 points a game, the leading scorer for Buena Vista.
Nope, here comes Dubuque. I was going to say they weren't going to do that full court press, but they decided to come back up again.
And there's a technical foul. They called a technical foul on Coach Gordon. For what I have no idea. It didn't seem to me like he was out on the court, Brent. I don't know. What could you see about that?
I think apparently
is he out? He's out. Is that the second technical?
That ref, whatever Coach Gordon said, that ref did not take. I didn't even see Coach really doing anything. He must have said something that really got to him.
If it's not on Coach Gordon, it was on the Dubuque bench nonetheless. And Brian Schmalbeck, who's the best free throw shooter on this team, will be shooting too.
Maybe this is a spark that BV needs.
And that's a real crucial play in a tie ball game. That is just not smart. You don't want to get a technical foul.
Coach Gordon looking to talk to the ref.
All right, we'll sort this all out when we come back from the break. We'll be back with more Beaver basketball.
For the great taste of fresh pizza, call Pizza Hut. Right now, you can order a special pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. Get a 1 large topping stuffed crust pizza for only $10.99. Make sure you also try the new tasty buffalo wings. You get 12 buffalo wings for only $4. Don't forget the lunch and dinner buffet and the scrumptious salad bar. At Pizza Hut, your pizza is right or it's free, guaranteed. You'll love the stuff we're made of at Pizza Hut.
All right, welcome back to the Beaver Dome here at Buena Vista.
And for all you people back home, you missed quite a timeout show. Coach Gordon did not go back to the huddle.
All you people sitting at home right now, you might as well think about heading over here to the field house because it's starting to get interesting.
Coach Gordon was coming after the ref. He was coming towards him. And the ref shouted to tell Coach Gordon to go back.
Literally shouting from across the floor to the referees. The Buena Vista crowd here having some fun with that, shouting for
yelling right back at him, telling him to sit down.
Everybody telling Coach Gordon to sit down. People shouting obscenities here in the crowd. And the Coach Gordon right now.
I think Coach Gordon was one comment away from getting a second technical and getting kicked out. I hope BV can thrive off this and take a lead. Or build on their lead. They're up by 1 point, 55 to 54.
Yeah, you see that score is wrong. It is 55 to 54. And there you see Ben Bourne sneaking in and giving Dubuque back the lead.
Oh, once again.
And
we got one. Oh!
A blocking foul. And that's going to bring the Buena Vista crowd to its feet. They do not like it. The crowd right now really getting into the ball game, and this is starting to be another classic Iowa Conference battle.
I wonder if that had anything to do with the technical they called on that for Coach Gordon, if they felt like they had to have a makeup call.
That could have been the case.
But if you look at the other side, you see Coach Tim did not say one word.
Coach Tim exemplifies the meaning of class. That's for sure. And now you see Murray completing the three-point play, giving Dubuque a 3-point lead. So Buena Vista, it does not look like took advantage of that technical foul.
We saw it seemed like the game turned a little bit with that technical foul. It seemed like things were going to go BV's way, and then all of a sudden it's all switched. Now it's gone back to Dubuque.
And Keith Johnson says, "Get that out of here." Jason Foster was rejected big time by Johnson. Wow.
I saw a look on Evers there. I wouldn't be surprised if he steps it up a notch now.
That's right. When you come to crunch time, you come to the money players, and Jason Evers is a money player here for Buena Vista.
Sure got the crowd into the whole situation now.
The crowd is in it after being out of it all night. The crowd now comes to life.
They have finally woke up.
Maybe trying to get a little bit of that Stevens magic. All right, now you're going to see one of the post people for Loris. It's going to be Maurice Vaniscott checking into the game, and he is also in foul trouble.
He also has 4 fouls, so he can't be real aggressive in there. I just wish BV could get the ball in there and force that 5th foul on their big guys and then just take over the game. They're going inside.
Dellinger, take that shot. No, he made one from there last night, but he can't.
Just came up a little short. We still have plenty of time in the game. There's 7 minutes left. We're only down by 4. There's still a lot of game to go.
But 4 points has been probably the biggest lead for the game for the Dubuque. Again, Buena Vista's been up most. There's this travel. All right, we're going to get some new faces in here for Buena Vista. Fielmeyer, Wardekemper, and Bjorken into the game.
Looking at the Dubuque bench, I see that Coach Gordon he's kind of toned it down a couple notches.
Yeah, I think that'd be a wise decision for him.
I think if he wants to see the rest of the game, he better cool it.
Yeah, if he yells a few more things out to the rest, he's going to be watching the game. He's going to be watching us from the locker room.
Murray, there's 4.
Okay, now Craig Murray, the perimeter player.
And what happens with that foul is it pushes BV into the bonus, so they got the 1-and-1 from here on out.
Bjorken will be shooting a 1-and-1, I believe.
Yep. These are 2 important free throws again. Seems like it comes down to free throws in each game. There we go. BV didn't hit a free throw again.
Yeah, and again, we've missed some free throws, some crucial free throws in this game.
Hope that doesn't catch up to us later on.
And there is Fielmeyer with a big rejection. Okay. At the 6-minute, 35-second mark, Coach Gordon decides to put Putman back in the game, and
this is an interesting call.
And look over, there's Coach Gordon talking to the official again.
The same exact ref he got the tee from before.
And this is about 5 minutes ago. These two were across the court literally shouting at each other. The crowd was acting like it was a Monday Night Fights.
And that ref turned pure red. I've never seen a guy look so mad. All of a sudden, he's turned into a foul fest.
It has.
Seems like we can't go a play without a foul.
The intensity level is picked up, and Coach Gordon still letting the referee hear it. Wow.
We got some advice from the fans. Give him a second tee.
Mark Beinborn shooting the shot, and he makes the first one.
And Dubuque seems to be hitting their free throws.
And again, Beinborn, he has been the main three-point shooting threat for this team, making 3 3-pointers in this game so far. And now, University of Dubuque opens up their largest lead of the game at 6 points.
I think this is the largest lead for both teams. Well, except for maybe BV right at the beginning of the game.
And that's going to be 5 on Putman. Putman fouls up. Oh, is it 4?
I don't think they didn't put it on Putman. They put it on, I think they gave it to number 30. Picati picked up his second foul.
Putman got away with one there. I sure thought he got him with the body, but it's not the case.
It was too bad that basket couldn't have fallen. Got a 3-point play. There we go. That's what we need. We need our guys to start hitting our free throws.
We need the free throws. Every possession becomes crucial.
There's still 6:21 left in the game.
Vista drops back, not electing to pressure the ball.
BV has stayed patient throughout this whole game. I mean, they haven't they haven't panicked yet, which is a good sign of maturity.
And there's a tough shot in the lane by Picati, giving the lead back up to 6 points for Dubuque.
There we go. BV's finding a way now to break this press finally.
And Evers is going to take the 18-foot shot. No good.
Phil Meyer with a huge rebound and a putback. Evers going back up again. Putman can't do much in there.
Another offensive rebound. Bjorken gets it.
Evers going to go back at Putman. Putman had to back away. Putman could not do anything about that.
That's right. Putman basically had to let Evers take the shot that time, not risk fouling out of this game.
I think that's what BV has to do from here on out. This got to go right at Putman.
I think maybe now Dubuque's starting to use a little bit of clock, trying to shorten this game out. I think would be the strategy with Putman sitting on 4 fouls.
I don't know if that's the best strategy for Dubuque. They don't seem like a team that can sit.
Yeah, they might lose a little bit of their momentum. You're right, Brent.
And that was just a foul that we didn't need to have.
Yeah, that's not a good foul by Bjorken.
I think Nate wishes he could have that one back. It's important to see now here if Dubuque hits their free throws.
Again, it's interesting to note, Brent, we haven't seen Aaron Bloom in a long time in this ballgame. It might be nice if we could have his 3-point firepower right now in the game, but it looks like Coach Tim's electing with more of a defensive squad.
I think maybe if Dubuque keeps the lead the way it is and it gets a little bit closer to crunch time, I think we'll see Bloom go back in, along with Nick. I think we'll see both those guys go back in and see if they can start hitting a 3. But right now, BB is still staying patient.
Richards' second shot is on the way. This makes
both of them.
Again, the full court pressure from Dubuque. There you see it trap, a nice pass.
Schmalbeck did a good job of taunting the trap to come up, got him to come up, and he got the pass away. 30. I don't know how many fouls he has left.
Ryan Picati.
Picati has to be getting up there as far as fouls go.
That's the 19th team foul on Dubuque.
And that's only his 3rd foul. It seems like we call his name every single play.
Yeah.
I guess he decided at halftime that he must not have had any fouls, so he was going to make up for it in the second half.
Hey, you got 5, you might as well use them all. That's.
Oh, this is what we were talking about before. Here goes Nick.
Yep, Nick will come in the ball game for Doug Wardekamper, and that's no doubt an offensive substitution.
Yeah, with a little less than 5 minutes in the game, BV can't. There's a 6-point difference. They can't let this go on much longer.
And Evers makes good on the first free throw. And he's going to have to step up big in this last 5 minutes if the Beavers are going to win. Looks like we have a lane violation.
Oh, we got a foul on Schmalbeck. Brian Schmalbeck looked like he fouled. I'm not exactly sure who he did foul. Oh, Schmalbeck picked up his 4th foul.
So we might see Jason Foster coming into the game, but
The refs all night have kept this game under tight scrutiny. They have not let any physical play whatsoever happen. From the onset of this game, they decided that this was going to be a touch foul kind of situation. And what happens is the players need to adjust to that. If the players can't adjust to that, which it doesn't look like they've done the best of job because we've had 20-some fouls each half. But the players need to adjust to that. They need to realize that the refs, they're going to be calling everything, and they need to back off.
Exactly, Brent. They need to recognize, once they get in the flow of the game, they need to recognize particularly the officiating crew.
Because it seems like each crew has its own personality, and this crew has decided they're not going to let any physical contact whatsoever take place. Schmalbeck sticking in there with his 4 fouls. I think he's a smart enough player, though, not to pick up that 5th one.
And plus you have Jason Foster sitting on the bench anyway.
Got Nick for the 3.
Nick, and he makes it. Again, we talked about coming off the bench. Needs some offensive firepower. Denlinger hits a 3-point shot and puts us back to within 3 points. Big shot for Nick.
Nick comes out, right, like we said, comes off the bench, shoots a 3, hits it. Now we're only down by 3. I think now we can hear the crowd can start picking up. I think it's real important for BB not to foul now.
Oh, but that's a big offensive rebound.
Johnson for 2.
By Keith Johnson.
I think they're looking for Nick again.
And he'll take another shot. This time he's a little bit long, but Evers gets a rebound.
Huge offensive rebound. Huge offensive rebound. This gives BB a second chance.
Here's Nick driving baseline. Draws a foul.
Number 10, Craig Murray, I think, picked up that foul.
I think that might be it for Murray.
Murray,
his fifth. See, I wouldn't want to be at Craig Murray. You're out of this ball game. Take a seat. And they're going to have to make a replacement.
With this many fouls in each half, pretty soon these players have to be starting fouling out. We had 20 fouls again for this half. I think we had 20-something for last half.
All right, so Nick shooting 2.
If I'm wrong, wasn't Craig Murray one of their guys that shot the 3 a lot?
Yeah,
wasn't that him?
He was their perimeter shooting threat out there. And again, here's Putman coming into the game with 4 fouls.
I think he's done a real nice job in the second half not picking up his 5th foul.
He's been very lucky, let's put it that way, in avoiding the fouls, considering how many fouls have been called here in the second half.
Nick putting him within 3.
All right, let's have a good defensive stand here for the Beavers.
BB needs to have, like you said, a good defensive stand and no fouls. Because Dubuque is one heck of a...
there's a nice drive. There's the quickness on Dubuque again that we've talked about all night long. They're quick.
Caught BB off guard. Great pass. And, I think that would have counted.
That would have counted had it gone. But no, Jason Evers will be on the line shooting 2.
And another foul.
Evers knew he should have had that one. He's saying, man,
if I could only shoot that one over.
Wow, what a ball game. 70-65, 3 minutes, 21 seconds left to go. And just a well-played ball game by both teams. We even had a little bit of drama there. A few minutes back, Coach Gordon getting the technical foul. The crowd started to get on its feet.
We had our own little mini soap opera going. Now here it is. Free throws are playing another part and role in the game again. This time we're making them, though.
Clutch free throw shooting by Jason Evers.
I just wish we could have picked up a couple of those free throws in the first half that we missed.
That's right. Jamie Wilson, I would think, was 0 for 3 at one stretch in the first half for free throws. That may come back to haunt the Beavers.
The crowd's doing a pretty good job of getting themselves going with no cheerleaders.
All right, there's a
trap by BB.
Trapping the ball now, which is something I think that they had success in earlier in the first half.
They're kind of giving Dubuque some of their own medicine.
Shot clock down to 5 seconds. And charge!
Huge call.
Buena Vista defense rises to the occasion.
Coach Gordon does not say anything, though, about the charge.
Buena Vista defense responding in crunch time as we have a wet spot on the floor.
Now it seems like BB has some sort of pattern here. We're going to have Schmalbeck. Looks like Schmalbeck pretty much always races to the ball and gets it. And now it seems like Nick will then take off, head up court. Schmalbeck will look for Nick to bring the ball up after he gets the first inbounds pass. We'll see if they do the same thing.
And what we're talking about
here comes
here
Schmalbeck. Oh,
that's a big Buena Vista. I think there missed a big opportunity.
That was
to take
huge
momentum.
opportunity.
The momentum was starting to switch there.
We got Dubuque kind of right where we wanted. We had the ball back. We could have tied it with one shot.
It looks like Dubuque's starting to use a little bit of clock there.
Once again, though, I don't think this is Dubuque's advantage. BV just has to be careful that the Dubuque guy does not fly by him.
And there's, and there you see Jason Evers gets the rebound on Putman's shot.
Putman just has not been in the game the whole night, and I think that's a great example of him not being in the game.
Yeah, we have not called his number very often at all, except for fouls.
Now BV needs to do it here. Oh,
that's a costly turnover. Oh, that hurts. With just under 2 minutes to play.
It seems like whenever we have the best opportunity, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
And that's been the case all year long. This Buena Vista team's been in it, but they just haven't been able to get the breaks.
That's just like when we played Loris last weekend. It seems like we'd get the breaks, we get the ball back, and then we turn it right back over to them again.
All right, we're down by 5. 1 minute, 40 seconds to go. That's the situation we have here. And there you see that full court pressure giving Buena Vista some problems.
Nick looking to shoot.
Dentlinger puts it up, no good off the glass. Dubuque comes up with the rebound.
Now we seem like we're starting to panic just a little bit. We're forcing some shots.
And Putman with the ball now. Misses the layup again. Well, there's a break for Buena Vista.
Once again, another break for Buena Vista. Now we need to capitalize on one of these breaks.
We desperately need a basket here.
Oh, they're going to call that one on Jason, I think. Nope.
No, I don't think so. I think...
On record, 10 seconds.
Getting called on.
Dante Richards picks up his second foul. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing with Jason Evers guarding him. Seems like a little bit of a height disadvantage, but there's number 30, the fouling machine. He's coming back in.
Jason Evers has been good from the line. I think he's 6 for 6 in the last 5 minutes from the free throw line.
I think Picati is going to the game knowing he's got 2 more fouls to give up. And
oh, that's a big miss right there for Evers. Jamie Wilson checking back into the ball game.
Scott, when do you put Bloom back in?
Yeah,
you got Bloom sitting on the bench. He's a great three-point shooter.
I've been wondering. He has not played.
Has he played much in the second half?
I wonder if he's not in the doghouse because of defensive reasons. I know Coach Tim. We'll keep it here for the break. By the way, I know Coach Tim, talking to him this weekend, said he wanted more defense than Aaron Bloom. I've heard that he was not.
Maybe playing up to his defensive capabilities. Maybe this is those little learning lessons there for Bloom. Maybe he's going to have to take this weekend, sit on the bench, and maybe next weekend he can come out strong.
Well, he's certainly capable of stepping up in a time like this and hitting some clutch three-point shots. So you got to wonder when Coach Tim's going to call his name on the bench. But
yeah, this is one of those times I don't care how much you're in the doghouse. I think you got to get Bloom in the game. You got to get Nick in there. You got to set up some sort of offense where they can get that 3 off quick. But we're only down by 4. We're only down by 4, so we can't make it like, the 3 is the only hope.
Exactly. The important thing here is just to play tough man-to-man defense. I don't think you need to start fouling. You got 1 minute, 12 seconds. You're down by 4. You play tough defense. Dubuque's going to try to probably milk the clock for all it's worth right here.
I think you're exactly right. BV does play tough defense, but then when it gets down and say with the clock, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, it seems like the point guard just blows by the defensive player.
Exploiting that quickness. And again, you got to wonder when these close games are going to start coming to Buena Vista's advantage. They're in these close games night in, night out. They've been here before. Let's see if they can benefit from that and learn from that.
It's got to wear down a team a little bit to be in all these games all the time and always coming up short.
Especially when you're playing back-to-back games on Friday, Saturday.
It was 3 points last night. It was a point last Saturday. They're down by 4 points this time.
That's been the story all year long. And there you see, I guess, Bjorken committing the early foul.
Which does kind of surprise me. I agree with you. I think BV could have came out, played defense for the 35 seconds and see what would happen. But Coach Tim told his guys to foul right away. And the one bad thing is Dubuque does hit all their free throws. Or at least they have been for the most part.
Dubuque's leading scorer is standing on the free throw line right now, Brian Isbell. However, he is only a 54% free throw shooter, Brent. And I think that's a good point to bring up. Great scouting on the bench by Coach Tim, notifying his players that if Isbell touches the ball, foul him right away since he's only a 50% shooter. And there you see it pays off. He misses two.
He misses both of them. You think on the other end, Coach Gordon would told his guys not to give the ball to him because he's not their best free throw shooter. But
all right, so in any case, under a minute left to play here. Crowd on the edge of his seat.
We're only down by 4. Do you think we need to have the 3 right away?
I don't think so, Brent. I think just get the first open shot that's available. If it's a 3, you got to take it. But and here's Nick Dellinger for 3-point range.
He makes it. That had to be 28, 29 feet. He was way back behind the line. It was somebody in his face. Huge shot by Nick Dellinger.
43.5 seconds left. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this.
And the great taste of a Blimpie sub? Well, the secret is there are no secrets. It's a real sub made with real quality ingredients. Fresh baked bread cut down the middle, just like it's supposed to be, and filled with choice ham, roast beef, or turkey. The same goes for the cheese. It's real dairy cheese, and of course, we use nothing but fresh produce. That's a Blimpie sub. It's that simple. The real mystery is why anyone would eat anything else. Blimpie. It's a beautiful thing.
Welcome back to the Siemens Fieldhouse. Scott Heinley along with Brent Johnson. We are deadlocked in a close game here at 72-71. There you see a time remaining on the game, 45 seconds left to go. And we just saw Nick Dellinger hit a huge 3-point basket, Brent.
It was a huge shot, and this is what happens is BB's coming in one of those 1-point games again. Why can't BB just go ahead and beat a team by 10, 15, 20 points? But no, they got to hang around and play with the team a little bit and see what happens. But Nick, we got to give all the credit to Nick on that last shot. He had a guy in his face. He was 3-4 feet behind the 3-point line. He puts it up and makes it.
All right, and now listen to the crowd come on their feet. The crowd is up on their feet.
Now look at this. BB is gone. It looks like they're going to go to a full court defense.
Exactly, full court press.
It doesn't look like a real tough full court press.
Listen to this crowd. They're on their feet.
But Dubuque is not doing a nice job. Whoa.
Dubuque wants to talk it over. Call timeout.
Dubuque did a poor job, I don't think they were expecting BB to go into the full court defense.
All right, we're going to stay here during this break. 37 seconds left. Right now, Buena Vista, is a 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So Buena Vista, I think maybe Brent can afford to play some defense here unless Isbell touches the ball. The guy that just missed 2 free throws for Dubuque, if he touches the ball, I think you might want to put him on the line again.
I think you might want. I think you're exactly right. I think with that 10-second difference, in the shot clock, what happens then is it forces Dubuque to shoot the ball. They have to shoot the ball, and there's still going to be 10 seconds left. But I think I agree with you, though. If Brian touches the ball, I think you got to go up and follow him and see if he'll, misses 2 shots again. I think this is actually an opportune time for BB right now.
They're going to get the ball back regardless. If they're going to get the ball back with 10 seconds, and they can maybe be down by 3 and still have a chance at tie. And we've already seen Dellinger hit after sitting in the bench most of the second half. Comes in, makes 2 big 3-point shots.
Yep, they brought Nick in to get some scoring. I think that's just the way that Dubuque though forced the game. Dubuque forced Coach Tim to go with a smaller, quicker lineup and keep Nick and his taller post players out of the game. And he forced them, that they had to break the press.
Okay, here it is, the final 37 seconds of this ball game.
Some of the crowd is starting to get up on their feet.
Dubuque not hurrying. They're going to want to take as much time off the shot clock as possible, try to get a shot off with.
As you can see, Nate is playing way off the point guard. He's not going to allow him to blow by him. Looking for the 3.
And Dubuque wants another timeout. So Dubuque, with 6 seconds left on the shot clock, calls timeout. I'm not sure what they saw there. It must have been the good defense by Buena Vista.
And I think it's important to find out, are they going to get the ball down below the basket or are they going to get off to the side?
Exactly.
I think they're going to have to get off right about where he called the timeout. What that does is that doesn't allow them to call a play, one of their underneath inbounds plays, so they're going to have to throw it to a guy and get something set up or take a shot right away because with 6 seconds, there's not a lot of time on the clock.
And now you can just imagine what's going on in both huddles right now. Coach Tim's talking to his team. He's saying, all right, we're going to stop him here on defense, and then when we get the ball back, we want to get the ball into the big guy, the money man, Jason Evers.
And make sure we don't foul their 3-point shooter. My guess is that they're going to go for the 3. Make sure we don't foul him. There's no need to foul him. Let him shoot it, see if he can make it. I think with 6 seconds left on the shot clock, there's no need for the foul. BV did a nice job of playing good defense there. They backed off a step. I noticed almost all their players are backed off a step, being real cautious of the quickness of Dubuque and and having them blow by them and go in for the easy layup.
Okay, we'll set the lineup here for Buena Vista. Bjorken, Schmalbeck, Evers, Dentlinger, and Wilson.
This gets the crowd up on their feet.
The crowd is on their feet here at the Beaver Dome. And there's a shot on the way. No,
he
good.
missed it.
Dentlinger with the rebound. 10 seconds left.
Now, do they call for a time? Oh! BVU retains the ball.
Buena Vista retains possession.
Coach Tim is looking for a timeout. He gets it.
Coach Tim calls timeout. 5.3 seconds remaining. And this game is we're going to go to a break. All right, Craig, we're going to go to a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a break. All right, Craig, we're going to go to a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
For the great taste of fresh pizza, call Pizza Hut. Right now, you can order a special pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. Get a 1 large topping stuffed crust pizza for only $10.99. Make sure you also try the new tasty buffalo wings. You get 12 buffalo wings for only $4. Don't forget the lunch and dinner buffet and the scrumptious salad bar. At Pizza Hut, your pizza is right or it's free, guaranteed. You'll love the stuff we're made of at Pizza Hut.
Welcome back live to Siebens Fieldhouse. Here's the situation for you. University of Dubuque leads BV 72-71. 5.3 seconds left in this game. Buena Vista just called timeout. They have the ball at half court. And Brent, what do you think we're going to look for right now?
I think this is one of BV's strengths. They're going to take the ball from inbounds. All year they've done a great job of running inbounds plays. I think this is another great opportunity. What you're looking at, though, is this shot is either going to win it or lose it for them. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this shot. It'd be interesting to see. It seems like on all the inbounds plays, they run some sort of setup to get a three-point shot. Something tells me that they wouldn't be looking for the three-point shot here.
Yeah, I think right now you want to pound it in Evers, especially with you see Putman in the game with 4 fouls.
Oh, they're going to call a timeout?
Now, Dubuque wants to talk it over. They saw something maybe on how Buena Vista set up, so a very strategical play by Coach Gordon.
A very strategical play by. They were checking to see what their setup was. Now, Coach Tim has two decisions. Does he stick with the same play?
Exactly.
Does he stick with the same play in the same setup, or does he have to go ahead and switch his play?
Okay.
I guess that's why you and me aren't coaching.
That's right. That's why we're up here. Okay. So, and again, we've seen this all year long from Buena Vista. It's going to go down to the wire again. Their second straight game down to the wire. Last night it did. It's got to be tough on this team, but again, they've been in the situation before, and
one of these times they have to prevail.
Yeah, I think that should be to their advantage. Another thing, I don't know, fatigue. I don't know if that's been a factor in this game so much.
It doesn't seem like fatigue has been much of a factor. It seems like Coach Tim was forced to, like we said before, put in a lot more players than he was used to, a lot more guards, and so a lot of guys got a lot of rest. I think you brought up an interesting point, though. If they bring in the ball to Evers, Putman, well, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore. There's only 5 seconds left in the game, so he can go ahead and go for the foul. But I think you have to go to Evers in something like this.
If either make the basket or draw the foul, Jason Evers is your man, and you can bet Dubuque knows that too, though.
But Coach Tim did change his play. Jason Evers was in the lower box. Now he's standing up on the top of the box.
All right, here we go. The final 5 seconds of this game. And there's a turnover, and Dubuque
I think you need a foul.
Is going to win this ball game.